Welcome to Werks. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and comment. Hey everyone, welcome back to part 3 of my CNC router bed surface. In parts 1 and 2, I surfaced the bed and engraved the grid lines and numbers. Today we're going to finish things up by painting the bed to really make those grid lines and numbers pop. I'll also surface the bed to clean everything up and make sure it looks sharp. So let's get into it. First, I'll be using a black rattle can paint to highlight the grid lines and numbers. I'll only need about half a can of paint for the whole bed. Once the paint is dry, I'll resurface the bed again to clean up any overspray in the engravings. I did run into some low spots on the right side and center of the bed, so I had to resurface a second time to correct those. Before painting, I make sure the bed is clean and free of any dust or debris. I'm also going to mask off the areas I don't want to paint, like around the edges. The key here is to make sure the engraved lines are nice and clean so the paint really sticks in the grooves. I'll start by applying a light coats of spray paint, making sure to stay about 8 to 10 inches away from the surface to avoid overspray. Sorry, but I lost the video of painting the router bed. Now that the paint is dry, it's time to resurface the bed. I'm going to run the router over the surface again, but this time to clean up any excess paint that has filled the engravings. The goal is to make the grid lines and numbers stand out by cutting down the paint that's built up on the top of the engravings. I noticed a few low spots on the right side and center of the bed, so I ran a second resurfacing pass to flatten them out. Now that everything is resurfaced, I can really see how much the grid and numbers pop. I use these grid lines to help align my wood blanks, making sure they're square. The numbers also give me reference points, which is super helpful when I'm starting a project or lining up specific cuts. Looking ahead, I've been thinking about how to improve the design of this router bed. For future builds, I plan to integrate the grid and number layout directly into the bed design so I don't have to manually engrave it. I also want to add some clamping options like T-track or threaded inserts to make holding materials more flexible. I'm not planning to use a vacuum system, but I'm considering a subplate with vacuum features for better workflow. I'm also toying with the idea of removable alignment pins and creating a bed that's made up of replaceable MDF sections. That way, if one gets damaged, I can just swap it out without rebuilding the entire bed. Through this process, I've learned a few things that might help you if you're building a similar setup. First, when painting, make sure to apply thin coats to avoid buildup in the engravings. You don't want to fill them up too much or the paint won't hold. Also, make sure the engraving depth is right. If it's too shallow, the paint won't stay. When checking for low spots, a simple straight edge works wonders, and doing a test pass before the final resurfacing pass can save you a lot of time. And as always, make sure you're wearing eye protection and ear protection when resurfacing and painting, as the dust and fumes can be a safety hazard. I'd love to hear what you all think about this setup. Have you used any unique clamping systems for your CNC router beds? Or have you added any interesting features to your builds? Drop me a comment, let me know what works for you. And also, if you want to see more videos like this or have suggestions for future builds, feel free to leave me a comment. I always like getting the feedback. Alright, that's it for part 3 of the CNC router bed resurfacing. We've painted, resurfaced, and now the grid numbers are nice and visible, making everything so much easier to line and reference. I've learned a ton during this project, especially about the mechanics and electronics of the router, and how the software like VCarve and Centroid Acorn play a big part in getting everything dialed in. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this series helpful. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe for more updates on future projects. Stay tuned for more videos where we'll dive into even more modifications. See you next time. Thank you for watching Werks, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe for future videos, and comment. Thanks again.